see what you guys have to say to me. Let's see how many trolls I get in the live stream today. I'm curious, honestly. What I find funny is that I get way more trolls in this vertical TikTok format than the horizontal format, but you know, it is what it is. Hope everyone's doing well. So my guy Rebel Intel over on TikTok, who I had on my channel on YouTube last year, he's a former Army intelligence guy. Hey, Cat Attack, what's going on? Hey, Dan, and thanks for the 5x5. He's of the opinion, he's actually worried more about, he said, I'm not even paying attention to Ukraine, Russia anymore. And we were like, what? And he's like, no, I'm worried about Germany and shit. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why are we worried about Germany? Mind you, this is a guy who's done, he's like an Irishman who speaks Arabic, courtesy of the military. So, reporting huge fatality rate in Kirk. So, you talking about Ukraine there, Watchman? Good to see you, by the way. Yeah, he's saying Kursk, Lancaster reported crumbled buildings. Oh, not good. He's worried. Russia has nothing to lose, and so his thought was steamroll somebody. The only people who'd really give him a good fight, in his opinion, was the Polish and the Romanians, because they're still pissed about what happened in the 1960s. He's like, they're going to fight till they flatten the country. Hey, Rebecca Lynn. So I thought that was interesting. I got to hunt him down. He lives in the greater Dallas area, and I got to go there in the next few weeks. So I might have to call my guy. And piping and came behind enemy lines. Watchmen, that would not be the first time that method was used. Actually, so in the Civil War, the Union, I think the Union did it to the Confederates. I might have it backwards, that they used a tunnel, put a bunch of explosives, blew up a whole section of wall, but then the soldiers got confused and they didn't bring ladders to get up the other side of this massive hole, and they got picked off. They didn't take advantage of it. The Brits used it against the Germans in World War II and took down an entire section of trenches in the trench warfare. So super interesting. Hey, Tony, what's going on? I was going to put a video of me shooting, but then I remembered that I can't live stream even if I'm at a shooting range. In a safe environment, I can't live stream any type of shooting because the algorithm detects shooting, like reports of firearms, and will immediately kill my live stream. So I was like, okay, I don't feel like getting put in the penalty box this week. But yeah, he's worried that the West has gotten consent, and now you got like Poland, Romania, the US, the Baltics, and like Argentina, the ones who are amping up, and everyone else is in la la land. I think the Germans are realizing it's not bueno. They can't make recruiting goals at all. And I'm wondering, like, if they were having, because we could make recruiting goals until the last election. Now we can, and I think it's a question of a lot of German citizens may not feel that the country's in their best interest right now. The politicians are not. And they're like, why do I want to support a country that's trying to screw me? It's tough, and as has been pointed out, God forbid we do wind up in a big-ass cat fight, the next war will come home. Like, it will come to our houses, our streets, our cities. It's not going to be, oh, we're fighting over there in Afghanistan. No, that shit's coming home. The bad guys, we'd be dealing with bad guys, can come and smack us on the head. Internal terrorism, well, Watchmen, that's something that scares the hell out of me, is the fifth column in America. And the reason, where are you going, dude? He's texting, but I mean full-blown two-handed texting in a car. I was gonna honk him, but I'm afraid if I honk him, he'll freak out, and then he'll crash into me. and I don't want that, so I just kind of backed off and let him. You can go hit the flatbed truck over there and see how that works for you. People don't know how to drive, y'all. It's like the stupid is real in America. Is it me? All right, put a 1 in the chat if you feel that people are less well behaved as a general rule now, and put a 2 if you think they're actually still behaving like civilized human beings. Because I think in general our population has become more dumbass, if that's a category. Hey, what's up, Rum Runner? Hey, Moldy, what's going on? J Flow, hello. And anybody, Chance, I think I saw you in there, Paladin. So Dan's saying, yeah, 1. The Rona made drivers worse. I think the Rona made a lot of things worse. I hate to say it, I think America kind of peaked in 1990. Sometime in the 90s, like 80s were epic, and then the 90s were cool. And then 9/11 happened, and we got involved in this extended war overseas, which was not good, but then, like, more recently, like, the Rona just made us. Hey, Rob, what's going on? Dave? Louisiana has the worst drivers in the country. No one knows how to use the damn turn signal anymore. Or they don't know how to turn them off. So, like, you're trying to get out of a driveway, like at a gas station, and you're like, you turn into the gas station, or are you going to keep going and turn at the light? Because I don't know if I should pull out right now and you'll hit me. So, yeah, I don't know if our society as a whole. 20 years ago, I would have said, oh, yeah, you know, Cold War, we've got, you know, if there's hurricanes, floods. I don't think our society right now could handle a massive catastrophe. Like the COVID freaking, there were riots, they were burning shit down, then they had a big old fight at the Capitol. I mean, both sides, they just went nuts. But these Antifas, these anarchists, it's like, what would happen if we really had lights going out? Like that movie Leave the World Behind. Imagine how the city streets would be versus, say, like out in the country somewhere. I think so. J-Flow, Los Angeles. I've driven in LA and I got caught in rush hour by accident. And I was so unhappy. Let me tell you what. I had to go there for a business trip a while ago. And I was like, this is worse than Houston. I will never come back here again. But now, for the record, the people in Anaheim and like the surrounding counties are super nice. You know, folks would chat and whatnot, but it was just, when you went into the city, it was like New York. It was so hectic that everyone was in a bad mood, if that makes sense. Everyone was just crabby, and I'm like, no, I'm not feeling this today. But folks, today was paperwork day, and they kind of canceled everything Friday afternoon. We usually sneak off and go to the bar with the clients. Today I decided, no, I'm going to the range. I just cannot people today. I've already been to 2 happy hours this week, both of which I was hosting for our business partners. So I couldn't drink a lot because I had to make sure they didn't die. And now I'm just tired. I'm just like, hey, Vision, what's going on? Do you all remember? Put 1 in the chat when you remember you could go out drinking 3 nights in 1 week and not feel like you were dying by Friday. Because I'm just wore out. I could go home and lay down on the floor. It's almost beer 30. 11111. Trent. Oh, man. Yeah, I feel you, Trent. It's just, God. But look, folks, a Vision, while I got you in the chat, put the dates for your bug out weekend. I know you were about to have to close registration because of the number of people that were trying to get in. Like, you didn't want it to get too much. You didn't have the amenities for them. If you could throw that in the chat. And I remember it was called Being Young. Yeah, it was. That's a good way to put it, Yardbirds. Being young, a little bit of being stupid. I think that kind of goes hand in hand. And I was a bit of an old soul, but why Okay, one guy's going like 90 and you're going 25. Like, guys, just average it out. Oh, these old people arguing in the car in front of me. This is hilarious. You know what? They probably, those are old folks, I can tell. They probably can't hear each other very well either because they're really old. So it's like, I told you to turn on the light. What? What? Stop talking. I can't hear the Siri. And, you know, they get angry. I could just see the old folks. Yeah. They're doing one of these right now. Yeah, I think I'm not in a rush. My weekend starts right now. I'm done. I'm like, So anyway, I snuck off. The bosses didn't need me, so held for review. Ooh, we got a held for review message. What is that? Too much testosterone to make up for being done. Yeah, that might have been it. Oh, okay. Now we turned. We guess we made a decision. Get off my lawn. Yeah, no shit. That's exactly what it is. Hey, Loretta, how you doing? It was about, I was going to pass him, but the lanes were about to merge on, because it's a 2-lane. It goes to a 1-lane because of an exit ramp on a highway. And I'm like, I'm going to go and screw someone else up. I'm not in a big ass rush. So I'm like, I'm going to just hang out here for a minute. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull off here for a minute so I can chat with y'all. But, oh, the bowling alley's open tonight. That would be fun. I can go and be stupid over there for a bit. But folks, look, a lot of stuff is starting to go on sale, and that's the other thing. So start looking for winter shit going on sale now because they have to make more room for the new winter crap. My guys were finding jackeries on sale. Somebody found...
Tyson liked your message. That's all your messages.
And my boss is sending me messages. My boss is cool as shit, by the way. And he and I are about the same age, so he's like, yeah, whatever. I mean, he's like, just do your shit. But there's a lot of stuff going on sale. The winter stuff, the raincoats, you know, like the Gore-Tex type stuff you would use for hunting season. It's going on sale now at various stores. So start, if you need winter stuff, look for it now, because they're trying to clear it out of the shelves. So you might find a deal on like camo or rain gear, boots, stuff like that. Okay, Opus has the Mega 1 on sale. So there's a lot of different, and I think Vision has a link for Opus. I'm not an affiliate, but I know he is. You can check his channel if you think you're going to buy it, at least support one of the gang. But there's a lot of stuff going on sale. So get your firewood. It's going to be a rough winter next year. Yeah, it might be, man. So today was range day. So I took about an hour and a half, went to the range, and I'm shooting on a budget. So what I did, I have a full-size AR. It's actually an HK 416, chambered in 22. And I have the mags and everything. So I don't have a full-size 22 pistol. So I rented, yes sir, Vision, absolutely. I rented a full-size SIG in 22. And that was my training day. And today was not about making big holes. It was about form, right? So I can't draw from a holster in that particular range because it's indoors and they don't want people getting shot in the leg. So, you know, it was all about form. So it was raise, drop, raise, squeeze, shoot, hit target, drop, drop mag, reload. And it was very fundamental. And all I was trying to do was get the motions, get that muscle memory back. Now you can do this at home, right? Make sure you don't have a bullet in the gun, please. If you're not sure you can remember that, buy an airsoft gun that's full size, like the little pellet shooter, and use one of those. I have a full-size HK airsoft, and I actually use it. I stick it in new holsters to kind of form the leather, but I use that. I have 2 mags for it, and I use it for practice. Come up, come down, come up, come down, draw, holster, start getting that muscle memory. You can do it's for free, right? I mean, if you want to shoot little BBs at your neighbor's cat, that's fine. Don't hurt the cat too much. But bolt action is chambered in $3 bills. See, and that's part of the thing. It will, Watchmen, it will affect every level of our lives. $3 snap caps to simulate seed weight. Yeah, you could do that. The snap caps, if you don't know what a snap cap is, it's a little red, like training bullet, if you will. Has a spring where the firing pin, or the primer should be, so the firing pin hits something that simulates an actual primer and it doesn't get broken. If you have a Glock, they have Glock, fake Glocks, HKs, SIGs, Berettas, pretty much any of the major brands you can probably find in airsoft. And in airsoft, just a generic one for training is $20. That is a very cheap range day, right? You could go in the back and just practice drawing from your holster or from concealment, turning corners. I mean, you can have fun with it. You know, I've done that where I'll be like, okay, I'm going to clear the house, and it's just for training, right? And I go around with the airsoft, and of course the corgis now think there's a game, so now I have obstacles, right? I have moving obstacles trying to take me out at the knees while I'm going through the kitchen. So it simulates combat, I guess, at a very low altitude. But yes, dry fire mags are great. And then if you want to get more bougie, there's some tactical simulators that shoot red lasers, and you can put targets out, and it tells you if you're hitting the trigger too hard, your grip is off. But those go into the hundreds and into the $1,000 range, so you can spend money there. In the long term, you save money versus live fire, but it's expensive up front, so you got to kind of weigh yourself out. Hey Billy, what's going on? Hey Pilgrim, it's good to see you. Anybody I missed in there? Hey Little Lone, good to see you. But look, folks, get that training time in. It doesn't have to be expensive. I know one guy, he has kids at the house, and so what he does is he doesn't use anything. He just does draws, and he does the hand motion, and what he's doing is trying to build a muscle memory. He's trying to build that habit of where the hands go, where the body goes. Well, Kentucky, I just came from the range, but I'm talking about training in an inflationary environment. You know, Yardbirds just said, you know, his bolt action is $3. You know, it's expensive. If you're on a budget, or if you're limited on time, you just don't have the time to drive an hour across town, whatever, to the range. There are ways to practice at home. And I guess where I'm going, I mean, Kentucky's making jokes, but where I'm going is, you want to be able to. Can I send you one of my friends? Yeah, shoot it on email, Rob. That'd be cool. But you can practice. You know, you can have a little fun with it. Now, the neat thing about airsoft, if you have little kids or teenagers, you can train with them, right? I know one guy, he put balloons. He'd fill balloons with helium. Of course, he'd suck on the helium and sound like an elf. And he'd tie them on strings so they were floating. And he put a little weight on the bottom. And his little girl would go with an airsoft. And he made like a little battle trail for her. No, in Kentucky, 100%. It's not a replacement for full-size live fire. What it is a training tool to work on a budget where you are getting used to that hand movement, the placement of the mag, the placement of the safety, if you have a safety. But you're doing it on a budget. Not that a 22 out of a rifle will not mess someone up. But anyway, this guy, he would tie these floating balloons to a little weight, and his little girl would go through with an airsoft because it fires hard enough to pop the balloon. And he'd set up like 10 balloons, and she'd go behind little obstacles, and she'd pop out around the corner. If I can find the video, I'll put it on YouTube. I'll share it. And she'd come around the corner and go ploop, and she'd pop the little balloons. And the kids had a blast, right? They thought it was awesome. What I did, I had a holder for sporting clays. So my sons, I'd put the clays against the fence line, and there was really nothing behind that fence line. And the boys would take the Red Riders and I'd say, okay, you got to shoot 1, 3, 2, 5, 7, something like that. So the boys would be plink, 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 trying to hit them. It does pay off. My son, the youngest boy, he's still the designated marksman for his company. He did that overseas, and he's still doing it. He's a hellacious shot, and I pick on him because he's a lefty, but he was right-eye dominant. And this was a kid who could play all sorts of sports, and then I'd take him to shoot, and he couldn't hit anything. And I'm like, buddy, he was shooting lefty. I'm like, dude, shoot righty. Okay, and he was like 7 years old, so he started shooting righty, and bing, 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 he was hitting everything. And so I did the test with the little card. I said, okay, look at the clock. Don't close your eyes. Can you see the clock? Yes, sir. Can you see it, or is your eye somewhere else? No, my eye's somewhere else. He was right-eye dominant, but he's left-handed. So I was like, I'm not buying you left-handed guns. Fuck that. So you're 7 years old. I'm teaching you to shoot righty. So he does everything left-handed except shoot. So technically, hey, I am Yoda. What's going on? So, yeah, there are a lot of ways to train safely. There's a lot of ways to train on a budget. Kentucky Survival is absolutely right. Don't neglect to use the full size. Eye patch is another one. That's a good one, Kentucky. Don't neglect to use the full size defensive handguns, especially if you conceal carry, because the recoil, the sound is going to throw you off if you don't shoot it. But if you're looking for form and you're just trying to get the form practice in and then put rounds on target, trigger discipline, you could bring a 22. Or you bring a 22 and the 9 or the 45. Shoot the 22, get warmed up, get the discipline, and then go and transition to the 45 or your 9, your full-size carry, and do the same. And you're going to see, like just today, right? I hadn't shot in a month and a couple of months, and I was like, and I was like all over the little target, and I was like, that sucks. So I said I can tighten the groups, and as I started focusing on my hand placement and form, my little groups tighten. I'm no professional shooter by any means, but I write with my left and shoot with my right, and I'm right-eye dominant. Rob, I'm the same way. I write lefty, I eat lefty, I throw righty, I shoot righty. But yeah, I approve this message. But yeah, take some time, train, and look for those sales. Like I said early in the video, Academy, Walmart, everyone has something on sale. Camping gear, hunting gear. You might find boots, you might find camo. I don't know what's in any given area, but I'm noticing a lot of stuff on sale. So if you need to, oh my goodness, I forgot my phone was on and my daughter just stopped by. I'm back in the house. Man in my kitchen, I live alone. Oh Lord, you just gave yourself a heart attack, didn't you, Loretta? But look for those deals in an inflationary environment. Remember, I'd mentioned on my other video, businesses, if they're getting hit with an increased cost, will either find another supplier or find an alternative or start making it themselves. I mean, if you have room to start reloading, you save a lot of money over time, but it's expensive up front, so it's difficult. I can't see the emojis, they're too small. But take some time to train, take some time to, an open carry guy will get it first if this. Well, Watchman, it depends. I will open carry if I'm traveling. Like, I'm in the car, so if I stop for gas, because as soon as I put the pump in, I'm not standing there looking at my phone. I actually walk around my car. Or if I'm out in the woods, because everybody does it, nobody gives a shit. If I'm in a city or an urban, like the mall or something, I will conceal every time. So when I go on road trips, I actually bring 2 or 3 different holsters. I'll have a retention holster for open carry, and then I have a paddle holster that will go under my jacket or my shirt for concealment. And then I haven't, I can't use an inside the waistband. They give me a wedgie for some reason. Like, I just feel awful. Oh yes, yard sales are starting to hit. Also, the farmer's market, there's a lot of fresh eggs out now. There's a lot of, I'm seeing a lot of produce too, really nice produce. So go check them out. Find stuff on sale. If you do anything this weekend, go out and go do some shopping. Even if you don't have money to spend now, you can. It's pretty cheap to go and look and see what's out there, and see what you can get your hands on. But anyway, folks, look, get some training in this weekend if you can. Learn something new. These are things we can do very inexpensively. Read a book. There's plenty of good articles you can print out. Hey, Hudson, what's going on? Good to see you, man. But yeah, today was training day. I don't have a full-size 22, so I went and bought one. And or didn't buy one. I rented one. And it was cool to be able to transition full-size pistol, full-size rifle, but in 22. And all I was trying to do was form. I just wanted form, right? Calm, slow. I wasn't doing tactical shooting, anything. It was draw, fire, hit target, change mag, hit target, change mag, and doing stuff like that just to keep my muscle memory, my discipline. I caught some bad habits. I tended to cant my rifle a little bit because I wasn't paying attention. I was using my offhand. I was squeezing a little too hard, and I was dropping my barrel a bit with the pistol. And you see it on the target when you're focused and you shoot 2 or 3 times, and you're like, I'm low. What the hell am I doing? You start paying attention where your hands are. Hey, CUCV, what's going on? So take the time, do some training, do some homework, read something new, folks. Oh, yes, the Watchman has indicated, he put it something earlier also. There are some reports of, aside from Teslas being attacked, they're shooting cows. There seems to be an attack on our food. Because remember 2 years ago, all the meat and chicken processing plants started burning. And then last year, oh, there's bird flu, and they killed a shit ton of chickens then. And now everything's expensive. And I think they're doing that. I don't know. We could be looking. And wait, what happened, Hudson? All right, congrats, man. So that's very cool, man. I'm glad to hear that. And hopefully it's less stressful than the last one. That's good stuff, man. Do you ever get cow shit on your hands? I'll tell you what, you hit someone with a cow pie, that's funny as shit, unless you're the one getting hit. You hit someone else or watch someone else get hit, that's funny. Especially the dry ones, because they explode and its poop powder goes everywhere. It's great. Ended up with 2 dozen eggs today. I plan to prepare 1 dozen for the freezer. Good idea. Definitely a good idea. The cow video is on the Watchman's community post. Okay. So, yeah, folks, go to the Watchman. I don't know if you can get into, if you click on his icon, it should show his channel. And you can go there and check out the cow videos. But in any case, folks, pay attention to what's going on in your neighborhoods. I think they're just reporting now that immigrants hitting the border have dropped by 96.5% in Texas. And the ones that are showing up are going straight to the border checkpoint to literally sign in and formally request asylum, which is the way you're supposed to do it. And they're chasing the TDA and all these other assholes all over the country. The only thing that scares me is when you start chasing the bad guys, they get panicky and they may lash out or do something. So pay attention to what's going on in your neighborhood. If someone or something looks absolutely out of order, hey Rooster, absolutely out of order, you may want to make a note of it. You may want to pay attention what's going on here. But folks, go see the farmers market, the gun shows, whatever the hell's going on. Give yourself a few hours this weekend. If you can wing the time and a little bit of gas, buy a soda, buy a sandwich, or make a sandwich and go hit the market. See what's out there. See what's on sale. You might find the best. No one go, oh, you can't? On the vertical? That sucks. Yeah, Ukraine is getting ugly. And I think it's been ugly. I think it's just coming out now because a lot of the powers that be or the media doesn't want to talk about it. So YouTube has changed so much, it keeps getting worse. Yeah, I agree, Rooster. I don't understand the algorithms out here anymore. But anyway, folks, go train, go learn, do something low cost this weekend. And if you want to share it on the video underneath, say, hey, I went to the farmer's market and I learned this. Hey, great. Feel free to post stuff under my community posts if you want to share and collaborate. Because we're all over the country. A lot of you are overseas or in Canada or Mexico. It's not overseas, but you're not domestic per se. There's no reason we all can't be trading notes with what we see out in our areas. So farm stores here in Hudson Valley. See, that sucks, Hudson. No, Russia's not going to stop. And I spoke to some expats from Russia and some people who are Americans, but the families immigrated years ago. And they're American born like all of us, or many of us, but they're like grandpa was the immigrant. And he said Putin's absolutely in this for the long haul. As a point of history, Russia and the Kingdom of Sweden, because Sweden at one point had taken over like Germany and France and a bunch of areas, had a 21-year war, and Russia won purely by attrition. 21 years. Could you envision that right now? We had a 20-year war in Afghanistan, but that was localized. This was a war across Europe. They were fighting in what's now Czechoslovakia and Prague and Austria and what's known now as Hungary, Budapest. They were fighting everywhere. 20 years. Russia won purely by attrition. They just kept attacking and fighting with each other until Sweden lost, basically. But anyway, folks, look, no, Pilgrim, we can't. Not in money nor in people. And actually, Germany's having a hard time recruiting because nobody wants to serve because everyone's pissed off at the government. So they're about to change the law there to anyone who is even asylum seekers, if they are living in Germany and they're a man over 17, whatever their age is, they are eligible to be drafted. Like, just because you're not a German citizen, if you're living in the country, you may be called up. And I wonder how what that's gonna do, if they're gonna bail, if they realize, oh, I have to serve in like Ukraine or something, they're gonna bail. So, but folks, look, be safe out there, learn something new, trade notes, and Russia, it did it game. Yeah, J-Flow, I agree. We might have, hopefully not. I hope we're all wrong, honestly. But look, folks, you guys be safe. Be careful out there. Go learn something new. Go train. Practice with your gear. Yeah, absolutely. Even if you have to practice with one piece at a time. When was the last time you used a camp stove? When was the last time you shot your rifle? Have you checked the batteries in your flashlights? Cheap, inexpensive, doesn't take a lot of time. Save time, save money, save energy. You guys be good. I'll see you. I might see you this weekend. I'm not sure how the weekend's coming out. If not, we'll see you next week. I think we're hosting on... No, I did last week. So is it Lou, Mike, this week or Trent? I can't remember. It's one of the other horsemen, but it's not me. I don't remember who. It's Hudson. Okay, Hudson will put a link up, and then we'll all share it like we normally do on Monday or Tuesday whenever we all come up for air. Although Mike might be busy, so Mike, let us know. Hudson, let us know if like the work schedule goes down the toilet since it's a new gig, and one of us can jump in if we need to. So totally cool with that, because I get it, you know, it's but hopefully not. Anyway, folks, you guys be good, be safe, be careful out there, and learn something new. Rooster, I'm a skilled laborer finding work. Rooster, are you in Texas? I swear you were, but I might be wrong. Hey, Gene, congrats. All right, well, oh, you're in California, shoot. Well, you could commute. I know guys coming out to Texas from Cali. But shoot me an email, because there's some companies in Texas that are looking for specific skill sets, you know, electricians, plumbers, welders, carpentry. It's all over the map. But oh, it's Hudson's new job. But they may have branches out there as well. So but anyway, yeah, ZipRecruiter does help. It kind of gives you an idea of what's out there. But anyway, folks, be good, be safe. I will see you all later this weekend, or I will see you next week. You guys take care of yourselves.